Hey guys, it's Sam here again. I was in the middle of replacing a shock air strut, on my e500, and I had a little bit of a problem. I was trying to work my way around the CV boot, and I tore it. So at that point, it became a situation where I either had to pull the axle and fix the CV boot, or just replace the axle. I had some vibration. I got the axle really cheap, like $55 from Advanced Auto Parts. So I just figured I'd replace the axle. I think it has a lifetime warranty or something anyways now. So I didn't feel like going through the hassle of replacing just the boot if I was going to pull the whole thing out. Anyways, I already did a video once on the driver's side and the tricks to get that out. The passenger side is a much bigger pain, and now I understand why people were talking about all these different ways to get these axles out of the transmission. I want to show you what worked for me real quick, in case this helps anybody else. What I did was I got a 3-inch. So here's what happened. First of all, the boot was torn, and then when I started trying to work this thing out, the whole thing separated, and it was just this big nub left in the transmission. So anyways, I got a 3-inch exhaust clamp. Okay, it's 3-inch, and let me show you how I got this thing out here. I'm going to show you the way it was sitting in the transmission. I'm not going to push it all the way back in, obviously, because I don't want to fight that battle again. But it was like this. Okay, there's the transmission. Okay. So you put the muffler clamp just on the edge of this cup. Okay, this axle cup, just put it just on the edge. It doesn't have to be on straight. You can see, let me get out of the sun here. You can see mine's at an angle here, and that's what it took to get around this thing. This, I guess it's an engine mount or something. This mount here is in the way, so you can't even put it on straight on. You got to put it on at an angle. Once you put it on at an angle, then from underneath the car, let me show you this if I can. You got to take that cover off the bottom, and then you can get just the right angle. See that hole there? That's where I was able to see the back of that clamp. And I took this guy here with a little angle on the end of it, and I was whacking on it with this. Okay, but it didn't quite work. So then I had to get a little more creative. So what I did was I tied a strap around the end of it, and a cheap little ratchet strap. You can get these really cheap at Harbor Freight and so forth. And I stretched it across my neighbor's tree here. So basically what I did was I had a ratchet strap come across there, tied to that tree, and tied to the end of this, to the end of the cup that was in there. So the strap was tied around it, and it was across my driveway here, and I got it pretty tight. I mean, I didn't, kill it, but I got it pretty tight. I got it as tight as I could reasonably get it before everything started really fighting me badly. So once it had that tension on it constantly from the strap, I whacked it a few times with the hammer, and it popped right out. And I didn't have it tight enough that it went flying, guys. It wasn't anything like that. When it fell, it just said boom, it fell out, and it landed dangling here. So it wasn't that tight. Anyway, so I wanted to share that with you. If you go try to do this passenger side, it's not as easy as the driver's side, I'll say that. You're gonna fight with it a little. Ultimately, if you try this thing with this muffler clamp or this exhaust clamp, it may work for you. You may find something else entirely different that works. I've seen some people say they set up slide hammers and different things. Anyways, also the last video, I'm not sure if I provided torque specs, but I wanted to give them to you this time, guys. This is for the putting the bolt back in the end of the axle when you put it back in. The first video I covered all that, but if you do a C-class, you're basically going to tighten it to 41 or 81 foot-pounds, and then once it's at 81 foot-pounds, you turn the bolt another 60 degrees. E-class 2000 to 02, that seems high to me. 207 foot-pounds is what you tighten that bolt to. I would double check that, guys, if I were doing that car. And then on my car, it's you do 52 foot-pounds, and then you turn the bolt another 90 degrees. And I saw somewhere else that said 130 degrees. I mean, sorry, 130 foot-pounds. So, you know, double check it too, but I'm just going to go with this. I'm going to go with the 52 foot-pounds, and then another 90 degree turn, because I'm an 04 E-Class, so I'm just going to do that. But double check all these specs, guys. I just wanted to maybe try to help out for you. So yeah, if you undertake this passenger side, you may have some fun with it. It's not as easy as the driver's side. And and the other reason I wanted to share I didn't do the boot is because I had a little bit of a vibration at a stop. So if the engine's running and it's in drive, but I got my foot on the brake like you do at a stoplight or something, I had a vibration, and I've heard that sometimes that can be a bad axle. Since I already had done the driver's side, I figure with everything going on here with this, I might as well just do the passenger side too, and maybe it'll clear up that vibration. I'll put it in the comments if it did. So if you're having something, it feels like almost like the car wanted to go, wanted to drive. It just didn't feel like it was really stopped at a stoplight. It obviously wasn't moving, but it feels just like a vibration, like it was going to take off any second. So if that gets fixed with this axle replacement, I'll share that in the comments, guys. I won't know till I get the car back together. Other than that, if it's not the axle, then it's got to be either a motor mount or a transmission mount is going bad, but I'm not super worried about it. Alright, take care, guys. You can do this job yourself. You don't have to pay the dealer. You can do it, guys. Take care. Bye.